Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
I'm Helena.
And I'm Mack.
And for this Twitter-voted episode, we watched Ice Age. You're not listening to the Matilda episode again, I promise.
No, it's the childhood song.
Yeah.
Just
What's everyone's sort of memories from Ice Age? The first time I saw this, I can't remember if I've told the story about the other movie I saw in this way as well, was that I was on holiday in Spain, in like Benidorm, I think, and there was like an outdoor cinema. And so I watched this in Spanish with English subtitles, and it's also the way I watched the first Spider-Man movie, because it wasn't rated a 12 in Spain. So I was watching it like just in the big outdoor dark cinema. There were like fruit bats and shit flying around. It was cool.
That's how I first watched X-Men First Class, and it was definitely a pirate copy. Yeah, in a really dodgy outdoor cinema in Croatia when I was a teenager. Yeah.
Man, a lot of outdoor European cinemas.
I don't know why. That's my main memory of. Like, I've seen this so many times since then, but it's easily been.
I've seen it a lot.
Well, when it came out, 2002, I'd have been like 10. So for like a few years after that, this would have been something like, especially if it was on TV. If it's on TV, Ice Age staying on.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I watched this. I couldn't remember the last time I saw it.
I watched this a little bit. I think I watched it once when I was a kid, but Ice Age 2 is the one that I watched the shit out of. And I think Ice Age 2 might have been one of the 4 DVDs that the French department owned. So I think I've seen the first hour of Ice Age 2 quite a bit.
Yep.
But not Ice Age 1. I forgot there was a baby in it.
It's the main plot of the movie.
I thought the main plot was there's an Ice Age.
Yeah, I think my films that I've seen the first hour of several times is Shrek and the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Those are literally the exact ones we had at school as well.
Yeah.
Is there like a school approved? Well, there probably is like a list of approved films that you're allowed. Yeah.
Dan, do you have the same memory that Shrek ends exactly as the wrestling match starts every time?
It's always at the same
it's always like right as they get into the city and have the wrestling match, and then that's the end of Shrek. The Shrek to me is Shrek and Donkey go to castle, win wrestling match. That's it.
Shrek and Donkey become friends, go to a castle, have a wrestling match.
Yeah, good. That's what I want to do in my life. I just want to make friends and wrestle. Is that a crime?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of movies where there's a main character who's annoyed by a furry sidekick, let's talk about Ice Age.
Oh, you mean Shrek and Donkey? Again?
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen this.
Yeah, what was your guys' memories of Ice Age?
I've seen this film so many times. This is a Christmas movie for me.
It's got snow in it.
Yeah, snowy, so
Full
that's fair.
Christmas movie. It's also like on at Christmas every year.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And I always end up watching it. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas movie. And it's got my childhood song in it.
Yeah.
And not enough films now have Send Me On My Way by Rusted Roots in them. Not enough kids' films.
I promise
have that
you,
song in.
Michael, if I ever release a film, I'll put that in it.
I just want it needs to be in more kids' films.
Oh, okay. I was going to put it over like a montage of me killing a load of cons.
Great. Also good.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd be happy about
No,
that.
well, I mean, it's a film. I wouldn't obviously kill anyone.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there. I just want to say I wouldn't kill anyone. I wouldn't do it. I don't know why everyone's asking me about it, but I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
It was most recently used in a 2021 television miniseries called Made. Anyone seen that?
No. Made as in
No.
M-A-D-E or M-A...
MIAD, like dusting and wearing the apron.
Yeah.
Mac, what's your history of Ice Age, and not just because we dragged you onto this episode?
No,
too?
that's fine. I like Ice Age.
Which European outdoor cinema did you see it in?
I watched this in a dirty field in Azerbaijan. No, so I have a weird relationship with Ice Age where I remember really liking it, and then I think for some reason I decided that it was bad, And I think it was just one of those things where maybe I was thinking of like some of the sequels. I was like, oh man, I just don't like Ice Age now.
Oh yeah, they're
And
bad.
I hadn't watched it until 2 days ago, and my god, how well is this held up? Like, I was
So
like,
good.
for a film in 2002 or whatever it's from, there is surprisingly little like crass humor in it, because I think that is the kind of thing that would happen. Like the fact that there's like the two well, they're not rhinos, but you know what I mean, like the rhino like
They're
mammals.
ancient rhinos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ancient rhinos.
Like,
Rhino. I call them rhino.
Like
Normal rhinos are also mammals. They're just
yeah, yeah.
No, they're
Yeah.
giant lizards.
Sorry. But I mean, like, that seemed really like, if that was like a film now, it would be, or like maybe not now, but like in later 2000s, that would be really played up. Like
2005. There would have been so many gay jokes.
yeah, and it was just like there just happened to be a gay couple here doing a nice thing for each other, and that was it. And I really expected there to be a lot of gay jokes, and there wasn't. Do you like?
Yeah.
It was just a lot
Yeah, I
more
saw-
wholesome
I-
than I expected.
I never expected them to be. It never occurred to me as a child to notice.
Yeah.
And watching this, even if I did notice as a kid, I don't remember it.
No, that's what I mean. I think watching it back, whenever
I
it
was
came
like,
up,
"Oh, where's this going? Where's this going?"
yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly.
It didn't.
Yeah,
Didn't go there.
I was exactly the
Just a
same. I was
happy
like,
one.
oh, this is going to be awkward because it's a 2000s film, and it wasn't at all. And it was just a lot more wholesome than I remember. And also, parts of it genuinely cracked me up. Like, I remembered only when I was watching it that watermelon gag used to kill me. Like, where he saves the watermelon and then throws it on the ground in triumph. Like, that broke me as a child. And when I watched it on Sunday, I, like,
So good.
burst laughing. Like, I could not stop laughing at it when I remembered it was coming up.
So the film is just good.
That's quite sweet. That reminds me of when Dan was a kid and he made his mum rewind the TV loads.
Oh yeah, the bit in Snow White where the turtle finally gets to the top of the stairs and then falls back down to the bottom. Fucking hilarious. I think I just like when things are falling for a long time, because the bit at the beginning where Scrat is just like falling down a mountain for way too long, I'm like, yep, this is good shit.
Do you know what I didn't? Do you know what I had absolutely no memory of watching this back? The Jack Black's on it. That blew my fucking
Yeah.
mind. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
Who is he in it?
He's
He's one of the saber-tooth tigers.
yeah, I think he's the main. Is he the
No,
main bad one?
he's
or
the
is he
he's the
like,
little like
stupid one?
scrappy
Is he- I was
one,
gonna say,
and the big
Yeah.
fat one is Alan Tudyk, and that also blew my mind. But Jack Black more so.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mainly remembered that it's Ray Romano as Manny the Mammoth. I had no idea who it was that was Sid, but that's John Leguizamo.
It's Luigi from the famous Super Mario film.
Is it Dennis Leary?
Yeah, Dennis Leary.
The,
Is
o-
Dennis
the owner
Leary?
of
Can
the
I
bad
remember that?
company from Small Soldiers, as
Yeah.
we all know.
I distinctly remember that
Yeah.
because of a stupid D&D game we played, where we had
Oh yeah.
a character that was a giant ladybug. We had a giant ladybug that we had as a pet, and I called it Dennis Leary Diego from Ice Age. Dennis Leary the ladybug.
That's
Yeah,
good.
because Dennis Leary's the ladybug in A Bug's Life too,
Ah,
right?
that's
So it
good.
was,
Yeah.
the ladybug. And
That's
it
very
it
good.
That was
drilled into my brain that he is Diego from Ice Age.
I like to know I'm not the only person who gives my D&D characters unnecessarily long names, because we had a kobold called Tom Hanks' son, also famous actor Colin Hanks.
That's exactly what Great.
Yeah, that's the kind of dumb shit that happens
Yeah.
in our games. I had a gnome cowboy that was named after every member of the Magnificent
Yeah, that's
Seven.
good. That is good.
Like just
Yeah.
as one name. Yeah.
Anyway, this movie's good.
Anyway,
This movie's amazing. This movie isn't good. It's amazing. I was sure that this was like a just everyone's childhood film. That I've never bought it up, and it is shocking for me to find out that it's not.
I didn't think it
That
was
it's
that
not like
good.
a core film. What?
I'm sorry.
how
I
dare
didn't
you?
want to bring it up. It was fine. It was quite funny in parts. But
it's
it's
so
not
emotional.
great.
Do you know what? I think it's not as funny as I remember, but I think there's way more heart to it than I thought. A lot of heart.
Yeah.
I liked it when the man
Definitely.
when the they all teared up.
Whenever,
Yeah, when they realised that the mammoth's family died.
yeah,
Yeah.
whenever Manny is rubbing the
Yeah.
cave painting, the score in the background genuinely nearly brought me to tears. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, how is this film making me sad?
That floored me as a kid.
It's
I remember
fucking
like
incredible.
being in tears,
Yeah.
especially
Because you can tell that he's hesitant to save the child because he's like he'll grow up to hunt
Yeah.
animals,
also early.
and then it's like, oh, it killed his family.
Earlier in the film, Sid is like, my family have just completely abandoned me.
Yeah.
And he's going
Yeah.
through how they like elaborately abandon him. And
Each year as well.
yeah. And he's like, yeah, but your family probably didn't do that to you. And then like later on you find out that Manny's entire family was killed. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, this film's good.
This had a weird effect on me where I, for years, have been like, Ray Romano is one of those people who's a bad actor who was in one good thing, which was The Big Sick. And I watched this, like, actually, Ray Romano is very good. It's like, Ray Romano is very good at being a sad man. That's his niche.
Yeah.
Or Mammoth.
A sad, big,
Yeah.
hairy man. Yeah. The animation in this held up pretty nicely as well.
Because it's
Did
blue
it?
sky.
It's blue sky and white snow, and then
No, the company.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure the company's
Okay.
called Blue Sky.
I
They're
thought,
so good.
yeah, I thought that the characters and stuff looked pretty good for 2002.
yeah.
A lot of the background, if
Yeah.
you really look around, whether like the other stuff, you're like, it's a bit sparse, but I mean, like, for 2002, it's pretty good. Compared to Eight-Legged Freaks, am I not?
That's a good point. This was the 8th like full length CGI film made in Hollywood.
That's mad.
Like there wasn't. There's a
if
reason.
you're wondering if you're just remembering it fondly, just look at Sid from time to time.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it was the 8th full CGI film. Like it's gonna be bad. It's aged pretty well because of that. There are
I
worse
think
films that came out.
well, okay, yes. I'm not saying it's
It's not mind blowing. It
kid-
doesn't look realistic, but it's like
No,
it's
Oh, yeah.
got
Like,
its
it's held up well.
it's got a bit like not really an art style to it, but it's like
no.
it still looks good for what it is because they weren't trying to make it realistic. So
and it was made in 2000.
and everything is mostly snow.
yeah.
the humans look
Plastic,
bad.
plastic, shiny snow.
Oh yeah,
The-
every time the
the-
humans walk, it's a bit dodgy.
The humans look bad, and the baby's head, it takes up 50% of its body, and I hate it.
The humans look fucked.
Yeah.
The animation company didn't make anything human again until Rio in 2011.
That's good.
It's never made. They don't do humans, is what they look.
I wanted to do what Sid did to that watermelon to that baby. It was awful looking. I wanted to just watermelon that baby right into the ground.
I will concede the humans look cursed.
Yeah, but I think that's also like they were definitely stylistic choices as well, as much as the CGI didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, they were not accurate to what humans look like, right? Like, I know like they're Neanderthals and stuff, but they didn't look right.
No,
No.
it looked like one guy who was mostly nose, and then
And
What-
his
what's
magic disappearing wife.
yeah, no, his wife who looks exactly like the mum from Brave. Like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does a bit.
Yeah.
wasn't a bear in it though. But yeah, so the plot is that the saber-toothed tigers are trying to kill the humans and steal the
Kill the
baby,
humans.
and the mum jumps away with the baby, and then the mammoth and the
He
sloth
jumps away,
Down a
jumps off a
waterfall, yeah.
waterfall.
because she's like, I'm either going to definitely die by this saber-toothed tiger or maybe die by jumping off this waterfall.
I wasn't criticizing her decision.
Oh
I
no,
was just,
like
It's just
yeah.
you kind of undersold it, Dan. You're like,
Yeah.
he just jumps away. Like,
she's just,
No, no, sorry.
bitch
Just-
just,
just
up and
got-
left her kid.
she just kind of wanders off and leaves the baby with a mammoth.
Yeah, the mammoth
He
and
just
Sid the
dodged
sloth
the
find
tigers.
it, and then the saber-toothed tiger's like, I'll lead you to where the humans are going to be, but he's actually leading them into a trap. Meanwhile, the subplot, which is the best plot of the movie, which is Scrat trying to bury an acorn, is happening.
Yes.
He's just a mental little squirrel, and every time he tries to do something with an acorn, he basically
I
almost
thought
dies.
he was the predecessor of both squirrels and rats, and he's called Scrat.
Yes.
That is good.
That
I
makes
didn't
sense.
realize
That's
that.
the I think the lead character designer, or like one of the lead people working on the film, it was their daughter that came up with Scrat.
Aw.
Oh, that's very
Aw.
good. I like that.
There's like so many, like the cave drawings of like Sid and stuff.
Mhm.
Those are done by the animator's children.
Oh, that's
Aw.
sick. Yeah, I
And
like
they're,
stuff like
Coffee
that.
did.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
I do like the bit where
Quite
Sid's
cute.
just like, why is there never any cave paintings of sloths? And he just starts drawing himself into them.
Yeah. I'm like, this is not round
And
enough. Yeah.
they give him a big tum tum.
Yeah.
There's so many bits of this that were definitely stuck in my head. Like the main ones being when they're going through like the ice caves, and there's the bit where he sees like the scary piranha, and then there's like the evolution of Sid, and then there's just a big fuck off UFO frozen in the
Yeah.
ice. Like that was
I like that.
always stuck in my head.
See, I didn't remember that, but I remember it they play unsurprisingly a very similar gag in the second film.
I think so. It's been a while since I've seen the second one.
Ice Age 2: The Meltdown. That's a film I'm much more familiar with.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, it's weird that after
and, yeah,
the meltdown from Ice Age 2, considering Ice Age 1 is the start of the Ice Age, the meltdown happens way too quickly, and then there's like 4 movies after that. It doesn't make sense. The Ice Age movies are named wrong.
what would you have called it then?
You're right, Dan. This isn't scientifically accurate.
Jesus.
We shouldn't. We down with Ice Age. I'm sick of this.
Cancelled.
Yeah, I'll not be watching again.
Did it to themselves.
But this first one though, good. I did forget about the taekwondo dodos.
Yes,
Yeah.
that made me smile. I had no idea they were going to be in it.
No.
Yeah.
And I loved that they were just not very good at being alive.
Yeah, Doomsday Preppers was genuinely blew my mind that they were all preparing for the Doomsday.
They did. We'll say, like this film is clever. Do you know why the dodos are preppers?
No.
Because they outlived every other animal in the film. They outlived the main 3 species.
Yeah, they went extinct.
They
mainly
outlived
because of people,
saber-toothed
didn't they?
tigers. Yeah, they outlived saber-toothed tigers, they outlived mammoth, and they outlived giant sloth. That's why they're preppers, because they out-survived most
Oh yeah,
things.
he is a giant sloth, isn't he?
He is a giant sloth.
I guess it's just hard to tell when the other character's a mammoth.
Yeah, no, everything else is real
The
big.
scale's a bit off.
So,
But when you compare it to
Yeah.
the freaky baby, then
Yeah, the nightmare
Yeah.
child. It is also very sweet that they refer to, and I don't know why this got me so much, when they refer to the humans or the Neanderthals as the baby's herd.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're like, we all know
I don't know why
humans
that
can't
got me
talk.
so much.
Yeah, that joke also got me, and I was like, that's a real dumb joke, but it somehow really made me laugh.
The other bit that I found funny is when they walk past Stonehenge, and he's like, "Oh, modern architecture will never last."
Yeah. Which also is crazy because this film's in England.
Yeah, it's almost set in England.
This film's
Yeah.
set in Wiltshire. That's mad.
It turns out one of us is a descendant of that baby.
Yeah. Well, not me. I'm safe. My people were the sloths.
And then at one point they played the song, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's-
that's their sort of, it's the montagey kind of scene, right?
They play it twice. They play it whilst they're, the montage as they're walking.
Yeah.
As they're like getting through stuff. And then near the end when it's like happy.
Yeah, when they've
Yeah,
given,
it's
given the
very
baby
cute.
over. Yeah.
This film's kind of like a nice warm hug.
It is.
It's just
Which
Like,
is why
I
it's a
don't
Christmas
hate it. I
movie.
just didn't. I just don't think. I think basically until I've watched Ice Age 2, in my head, Ice Age 2 is going to be better.
Hmm.
But I can't say that for sure because it's probably been 12, 15 years since I've seen Ice Age 2.
I think like to double down on what Mike is saying about it being a Christmas film, it has real Boxing Day energy of like, I wouldn't,
Yeah.
if it was on, everyone will just sit and watch it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't plan to do anything really. It's just like,
Yeah, and you don't have
there's
to
a
worry
film
about
on.
grandma. Even
Yeah.
grandma will watch it. No one's going to get
Yeah.
upset.
everyone just sits on the couch and eats leftovers and watches a nice family film that
Yeah.
everyone can enjoy, and there's no moding for like the day.
Yeah, and some people are having a
Everyone's just
nap
happy.
during it, and
Yeah.
it's just nice,
A
energy
nice
movie.
wholesome movie.
It's also like
And
it's,
it's so
it's
sweet.
those kind of kids films that really aren't really made anymore. Where it's like quite not like low stakes, but it's like there's a very clear story. It's just a lot
Yeah,
of
and you
heart.
ultimately know that the tiger isn't going to maul the baby.
Yeah. It's like it's it's just like it's like low stakes, a lot of heart, enjoyable little romp, and that's it.
Was it? This was originally written to be number one 2D traditional animation and as a drama, as like a serious drama,
Oh,
and then
Sid changed
20th
that,
century
I imagine.
20th century animation folded, and they made 3D animation and decided to like turn it into a comedy.
Maybe they were like,
And-
well, it already looks goofy.
Well, this was like before it was animated.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they were like make it a comedy, brought in a load of new actors. They were originally it was going to be written by the people that made Titan AE.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
glad that
okay.
didn't go ahead.
Oh my.
Yep. So yeah, they brought in new writers, a new director, and made it a comedy. And then I think it's called Blue Sky Animations. That studio like
Yeah.
really fucking ran with it, and made it really good, and kept all the they kept like all of the drama aspects and just added comedy.
Mm.
And that's why it's got so much heart because it's meant to. And I think that's what's missing from a lot of films.
Yeah,
I
lot
think,
of, like,
yeah,
kids'
some of the
films
later
is like,
Ice Age films are a little bit just too goofy. I must admit, I think
Yeah.
I've watched. Is 3 the one with the dinosaurs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Simon Pegg's in it. He's got an eye patch. And I think 4
Yeah,
is like there's pirate walruses or something. I don't think I've seen 4.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'd watch
Yeah,
that. I think I got to the point where like they were coming out, but I was just too old to want to watch them, but not old enough to be like, oh, I'll give that a go.
Yeah, they lost the drama and they just kind of went down the kids film route.
I think that's exactly the problem you're saying, right? Is that because there's less heart in like children's films in general now, it's kind of harder to justify going to watch
you
it.
say that, but what about like in like all the recent Disney stuff?
I mean,
That's
all
just,
the
like-
recent
But I
Pixar
think
stuff
there's-
is just ripping your heart out and stamping on
Yeah,
it.
But I think those are like exceptions to the rule, right? And they definitely have come around more recently again.
Yeah,
but I feel like
the low budget ones aren't
Yeah.
going to be
from like
it's
two,
all-
from like 2010 onwards, it was very difficult to have any kind of animated children's film I was interested in watching. Whereas like back, if Ice Age came out now and I saw the trailer for it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch that. You know what I mean?
Also, it's a different kind of heart.
Mm.
Like Disney films that come out are very like dramatic, stab you in the heart kind of sad, and it's very like big ending, blah blah. This is like it's just wholesome throughout.
And it doesn't
like
try
it-
to fix everyone and show too much story.
No, it's just like these people have problems, but they're friends, and that's all that matters.
It's like the perfect dichotomy of grumpy man, stupid man, cocky man. They just make
Yeah.
like it's 3 men and a
Hey.
baby, but fairy.
Yeah. Are you looking-
Oh no, no,
No,
no, no,
but
no.
but Harry, sorry.
But like you look at like the saber-toothed tigers, and their motivations is to kill the humans because the humans killed them.
Yeah.
And then you learn that Manny's motivations are exactly the same. He doesn't like the humans because they killed his family, but he doesn't want revenge. He just wants them. He just wants to leave them alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because once they've gone
That's
past
really
that big
cool.
glacier, they've fucked off for the next 3 movies, and it's fine. I reckon.
Yeah, there's no more humans in the other movies, are
No,
there?
bring out
They
a new
don't know
Ice
how
Age
to
now.
animate
Have that
humans.
baby come back as
No.
an adult.
They don't know how to. No one. They don't know how to animate humans. They've made that abundantly clear. And also, the animation studio closed last year
R.I.P.
or this year. It's really sad because they released. Yeah, when Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they closed the Blue Sky animations and just sort of spread them out amongst all the other stuff. So they still work, but apparently a couple of the employees made a short Scrat animation where he finally eats the acorn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, joyful.
They did it without being paid. They just did it as a goodbye.
That's sick.
Aw.
It's really sweet. And I watched it earlier and I cried a little bit.
I do really like Scrat's
That's
hijinks,
it.
and I'd forgotten until it started, but like the very end scene of this, where it's like 20,000 years later and he washes up on like a tropical beach, slowly defrosting, and I remember, I do
Yeah.
remember finding that so funny when I was a kid. Like,
Which strong implications because they made more films afterwards.
yeah,
So that's the implied that's where he ended after the 4 or 5 film.
I had a bit of a thought while I was watching this, and you guys can feel free to agree and or disagree. Do you feel like Scrat was the Minions of our childhood?
It wasn't as pushed as much.
yeah, he wasn't everywhere.
I remember
but-
everyone was talking about him though.
Yeah, but he wasn't like advertised. That it didn't.
He
feel
was like a big
anyone...
part of all the trailers though for the other films.
Oh yeah, I think that's just because they realized people liked Scrat. I don't think it was people liked it because it was advertised to them so much. I think it was they advertised it because people liked Scrat. And I think Sid was more of like the thing that got sold.
I've never had any of like my aunties on Facebook share a meme with a picture of Scrat saying "Thankfully it's Friday" or anything like that, which just happens with the
Scrat.
But
minions
it's
all the
not
time.
hard. It's not
Scrat
hard
with
to
a big
imagine.
glass of wine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But a completely different energy though. Can you imagine like if Scrat became that like hyperactive?
When you just got to get it
done.
done, you can achieve your goals.
Just vibrating and twitchy. Like just anxious, violent energy shaking. Completely different vibe to those memes. Imagine his picture next to like need at least one glass to keep me sane, and it's just violent shaking.
You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps.
Different energy.
They've just replaced the acorn with a really big glass of wine.
Yeah. Completely different. They look like addicts. They don't look like they're having fun. They look like actual addicts.
I really hope this episode leads to some scrap, like, adult auntie memes.
Great.
I genuinely
Please.
might start making those, just post them on
Yeah,
Facebook
I
without
think we need
context.
to.
The utter chaos.
Thank God
See,
it's Friday, just scratched, like, blood all over his face.
I'm sort of me on Monday, and it's like a happy-looking Scrat, and then like me by Friday, and it's just like Scrat's, dead
it's the
body
same
next to a
Scrat.
crushed acorn.
It's the same scrat throughout.
It never changes.
It's just Scrat after he's been struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man. There isn't much else to say about this film other than like it's
No.
good. Chill out and watch it. Have a
Yeah.
cup of like tea or Ovaltine if you're old.
I had warm oat milk with maple syrup and cinnamon,
Right?
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
and I was
good.
like, "This is really tasty." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I've basically made Horlicks."
Sounds
Yeah.
like a Boxing Day drink to me.
yeah.
This is you know how there's some films where it's like watch it with some friends, have a good time, kind of watch a film. This is watch it with a blanket with your family kind
Yeah.
of film.
Yeah.
This is watch it with people, but in silence. Everyone watch it and just enjoy it and be calm or be thankful everyone's alive and okay.
But it's definitely quite soothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And then SMLMWay comes on and everyone just gets a big grin.
yeah.
It's not my favourite. I mean, I still think Matilda's better.
No, fair. Matilda is better, but Matilda is maybe one of the best films ever made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matilda's got
So-
Danny DeVito and this is Ray Romano. It's not really a fair contest.
It would have been a very weird if Danny DeVito was Manny, though.
Yeah, that would be real weird. Just real chaotic man screaming at people.
I will say this film is very family friendly and wholesome. Apparently, Sid was a lot hornier in like the original cut,
Yeah.
and they cut all of his horniness.
So they cut
out.
all of it apart from the one bit where he meets some female sloths with sloth tits,
Yeah.
and he's like
Yes.
chatting them up.
They were
Which-
weird sloth tits,
Yeah.
right? I thought it was
Yeah.
her arm for like, the longest time, and then she turned
No.
to the side, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay, that's
Also,
a curvy sloth."
like, apart from the magical disappearing mum, I think they're the three female characters in the entire movie.
You don't know about. I mean, you don't know about the dodo. Oh no, there's another one.
Yeah,
there's
no,
a
they do
female
say that
dodo
was our last
dies.
female.
Oh yeah.
So, there was one female dodo.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, I also like when the weird elephant things are just like messing around in the mud, and the adults just like, "You can play Extinction later. We've got to go."
Yeah.
The armadillos,
it
the
is-
starter females, just saying.
Oh, armadillos.
Yeah.
That is the
I
Always
think
remember the
one-
armadillos.
The one male armadillo is trying to evolve wings.
Yeah.
I think
yes, because he jumps off the.
I do like the it's I just from what all this film has done made me want to go and watch Ice Age 2. So
Yeah.
Put it up for the vote.
yeah.
That's easy enough.
All I remember from Ice Age 2 is a thing going, I was born in this hole, I'll die in this hole.
Oh, is that what that's from?
I think so, because it's like a... Because they're all moving again, aren't they,
Yeah.
because of the meltdown.
I
And there's this thing that's like, I was born in this hole, I'll die in this hole.
I genuinely say I was born in a basement, I'll die in a basement on like a weekly basis, and I never knew what I'd stolen it from. And now I know. I say that so often. I never knew where I got
I mean,
it
there's
from.
a solid chance Ice Age 2 stole that from something else. Like,
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
pretty sure that Ice Age 2 is quite, like, it's got a little bit more for the parents in it.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah's in Ice Age 2, if I remember correctly. I think.
How do you remember that?
Isn't she the girl mammoth?
Yeah, I think that's the only reason I remember. I think mostly I remember because I thought the idea of Ray Romano and Queen Latifah being a couple was very funny.
That is very funny.
Yeah. Even just them having a conversation is very funny to me. It's just a very.
Just them knowing each other.
Yeah.
I mean, casual friends is
One
really
thing is, like,
weird.
they have they have worked together, which is crazy to
Yeah.
think about.
Sorry, the credits for this, this makes me want to watch it more. Is also Will Arnett is the lone gunslinger Vulture.
What?
Mhm.
It's been so long since I watched the second one. Like, I think the second one I've seen once or twice, or is this one?
I think it's better. I think it does a Final Destination.
I think we're going to have to prove
How dare
this
you
at some
compare
point.
Ice Age to Final Destination?
I'm just saying that I think that the first one, I think that the second one is better.
Like Shrek 2. Like how
Yeah.
Shrek 2 is better than Shrek 1.
Even though Shrek 1 is still great.
Alan,
Yeah,
you're correct to point out the cast because Josh Peck's in the second one, like is in from Drake and Josh, and also Jay Leno's in it as a character called Fast Tony, who's a giant armadillo. So I'll be watching this as soon as we finish the call.
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's got possums in it.
Sean William Scott's one of the possums. Another tie between the two.
But then they all start dying, and there's 180 acorns.
Well,
Flip.
the Ice Age actually does kill quite a lot of them, if I recall correctly.
There's a lot of death in these films.
All right, scientist.
Look, Dan was providing bad sounds earlier. I had to bring it back.
Well, I think I'd give Ice Age 1.
How dare you? How dare
No,
you?
before you
Okay.
say what your score is, I have to ask the most important question,
Were we scared?
which is no. Yes, it
Terrifying.
was. There was that bit with the piranha. No, has Ice aged?
No, I think it's good.
Ice has aged well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it. Like if you reanimated this like last year, like exactly the same, and released it, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that it was like an old film that had been redone. Do you know what I mean?
Except for the humans.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
watch it with your glasses
I
on.
would have been
They-
like, weird they put Send Me Away by Rusted Root in it, but a good choice.
They waited 9 years to animate another human, so
Okay, fair
they
enough.
clearly understood that they weren't good at it.
I think
Know
it's
your
aged
limitations.
well.
Ice aged great. Ice
Yeah,
aged
like a
great.
fine wine that Scrat is sipping on in his memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Gulping down. Scrap don't sip.
Crucially, Scrat never drinks the wine. That's the whole joke. He just is jamming that bottle into crevices and making big cracks everywhere.
Causing a volcano to go off.
Yeah.
So, Helena, what were you going to give Ice Age 1 out of 10?
I'm going to give Ice Age 4.
How dare you?
Oh, don't come at me. I'm going to give it, 4 interestingly different
You're wrong.
saber-toothed tigers. Because the scrawny one really doesn't look like it's the same species.
Well, they're not. I don't want to go Mr. Science Man again, but whenever you read the cast on IMDb and Wikipedia, it tells you all their different species alongside it, and they're all different.
Oh.
Yeah. They're just
So he's not
they're just saber-tooth, but they're all like different genus of saber-tooth. It's like being like they're all dogs, but they're different types of dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I
Well,
just said cats.
There goes that.
I just said cats.
So, 4 different saber-tooth genuses.
Yeah, there we go.
For
That's disappointingly low for Ice
Yeah.
Age. I was going to
Yeah.
give this.
it
8
gave me
out
an
of
itch that it
10.
didn't scratch.
Yeah.
Basically.
It
Scratch.
didn't scratch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we
I
move
mean,
on, just quickly, I feel somewhat vindicated. Please just Google now scrap memes.
Oh,
like
good.
It is a thing, and they are terrible.
Does it have the weird energy that Scrap brings?
Oh my god, even searching for it, it comes up Scrap Memes 2020.
Oh my god, this is horrible. One of them just says forever acornless. That's it.
It looks like everyone thought Scrat was responsible for 2020 being so bad.
No, I remember that.
Oh, there's
happening.
a homophobic one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few that.
Yeah.
But they're not like
Um,
the shitty mum Facebook group ones.
No.
No, I
That-
suppose
that-
not.
Would carry different energy.
Oh, I quite like the tap that looks like his face.
There's one here that just says, every night I pray for death, but alas, God has abandoned me.
Wait, what? Wait, the saber-toothed squirrel featured in Ice Age movies was fictional until a real one was discovered in 2011.
Oh my god. They predicted everything. They predicted doomsday preppers. They predicted saber-toothed
They
squirrel.
found, like, a saber-toothed squirrel after the film came out. Amazing.
They predicted Ray Romano would be a sad man. Everything came true.
So we're going to ignore Helena's score of 4 out of 10. 'cause
Yeah,
that's
I was going to give this 8 out of 10 The Mandalorians.
What?
Because you've got a
Oh, the
big guy
space
taking a baby
Oh.
to find something, I guess.
one.
I don't know. I didn't know what to give it a score out of, okay?
I give it 7.5 surprising Jack Black appearances out of 10. I thought it was really good. Like, I like definitely. I think because I don't have the nostalgia for it, it probably just doesn't rise as high. But I don't think I could say it's a worse film than a lot of animated films I do love. I just don't have the same nostalgia for it. But like, there's nothing wrong with it. I couldn't point to you something like that's not good about the film. Do you know what I mean? It's
Apart from the human.
Well, yeah.
Caveat.
The-
apart from the human.
the bloke's nose is fucked. But
Yeah, I give it 9 times Rusted Root should be played in every childhood film ever made.
yeah,
I love this film. So this is a childhood film. This is like reminds me of being warm and happy and around people. That's it. I'm so glad I didn't watch this during like 2020 because I'd have just been
in bits. Yeah,
just in pieces.
I watched Coco for the first time in the pandemic, and fuck, I was destroyed. I couldn't talk for
I
days.
haven't watched that. That looks really sad.
Fuck, it killed me.
Well-
I watched it. I started watching at 9 p.m. the day before work, and I think I was crying at like 1 a.m. still.
Which one's Coco?
Oh.
Coco is really good. It's so sad. It's
Which-
probably the most forgotten about Pixar film. Like
Which one is it? Is it the
The Day of the Dead.
Yeah, no, I cried
Yeah.
like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after it, and when I
Is
remembered
Encanto
it, like,
sad or is Encanto nice?
I haven't
Uh,
seen Encanto.
I think
don't know.
Encanto's a complicated emotion.
yeah, and Encanto's
I
a
think
weird
it's-
one. Like, I remember watching it, and being like, "That was good," and afterwards I can't tell you a thing about it, so it obviously wasn't that good.
I think it's about familial resentment and forgiveness.
I think,
It's a very, very like complicated series of emotions.
What, like Hereditary?
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think John Leguizamo's in it, tying it to Ice Age.
Yeah.
So we've brought it back around again.
got it.
Well, I'm glad Ice has aged well.
Yeah. How long have you been waiting to do that joke, Dan?
Since yesterday when I was watching it, and my partner Lauren was like, "Hey Dan, has Ice?" She came up with the
Oh.
joke.
Oh, I see. Well, that's
Stolen.
good. Good that you.
She was like, you should ask if Ice has aged."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
It's good that
It's
you
a good
cradled
joke.
her.
It's a really good joke.
Yeah. Anyway, if I steal any more jokes, I've been Dan.
I have been Michael.
I've been Helena.
I didn't think I was allowed to. I didn't think I was allowed to go third, so I panicked. I was like, I can't be the third one to go.
I'm still looking at scrap memes.
I'm Mack, everyone from the internet. Remember me? I'm Mack.
Mac, where can people find you?
Macaroni Prince on Twitch and Instagram, and as far as I remember, I'm just gonna tell everyone. I'm not gonna fucking do a big. Me and Matt are gonna do a thing called What the Flick, which was essentially our old Patreon bonus content where we just look at a poster and try to predict what the entire plot of a film is. It'll be out soon. Who knows well. But also the joke is, if you type "What the Flick" in capitals, the L and the I go very close together. It looks like fuck. Isn't that funny?
Ooh,
What a funny
that's
bit.
That is quite
A funny,
yeah.
a funny visual gag for the podcast. Write it down
Hey,
yourself, and you can have a look.
That's for the logo.
Yeah, everyone write it
Exactly
down.
what you need.
Yeah, everyone get a piece of paper. Right, "What the Flick" in capitals. It'll blow your fucking mind.
Well, you can find this podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. We're on Discord as well, so you can come and tell Helena she's wrong. We also have also, please post all of your scrap memes onto
all
our
of your
Discord.
all of your
We-
mum Facebook pages scrap memes.
We're
I've
going to
got
make
one
a
that just-
specific chat room just for scrap
Yeah.
memes.
Yeah, good.
There's one of scrap that just says "Happy Labor Day."
I mean, he works hard. He should be
He's a
celebrating
good
his labour.
Hard-working guy.
So we also have a Patreon where you can support this show, And apart from making scrap memes, what are we gonna do with the Patreon money this week?
We're gonna make an ice age.
Oh God.
Oh,
gonna
fuck it, we're gonna
call-
finally reverse global warming. It's
Oh,
about
yeah.
time.
I guess that's fine,
No,
actually.
we're not reversing global warming. We're causing an ice age. There is a difference because we're also engineering dodos, depressed mammoths,
Michael,
giant sloths.
I can play Sammy on my way on the guitar, so can I live through it? Is that alright? Can I be?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
We
Thank
can
you.
all live through it. We've got to be the humans. It's gonna fuck us up.
Oh
We're
no,
gonna-
my
we're gonna
baby's
look-
gonna be taken by the mammoth.
We're gonna look fucked up.
My
But
nose.
that's what we're gonna do.
They're gonna break my nose and set it into the worst possible place.
That's it. That's what we're doing. We're gonna start an ice age, and we're gonna genetically re-engineer sloths,
Giant
mammoths,
sloths.
and giant sloths, mammoths, and saber-toothed tigers, and we'll see what happens. Because apparently, this film tells me that they're friends.
Maybe they're only friends if we leave them with a baby.
That's true.
Yeah.
Leave a
That's the
leave-
best idea, I think. Get a tiger, a sloth, and an elephant in a room. Put a baby in there, and everything will be great.
Be great in a very cold room.
Yeah. And also, you have to make sure the mother is a magician so that she can disappear as soon as they look away.
You manage, yeah.
Yeah.
And also put some other saber-toothed tigers on the other side of the door.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that'll work.
I don't see how this
Good
could go badly. I don't see how anyone could not give you Patreon money now. That would be madness
that's
not to
fair.
want to put a baby in a room with 3 animals. You know there is footage of like the Tasmanian saber-toothed tiger like still exists. Like there's footage of it, not that it exists, but there is a video of it that exists, and it is fucking horrible looking. It's one of the worst creatures I've ever seen. An awful thing to view. Its
Like
mouth
God killed
opens
it.
like more than 90 degrees, and it's not good. Like it's really unpleasant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to find this footage.
I am on Scrat meme number 5.
Bum, 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 bum. I just sat here and a cappella the entirety of that song and see how long you leave it in.